And now, the PMI Eric Jeanette.
Unmute and video now. Can you see me now? Hello?
Yes, you are audible.
And can you see me or no?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so I'm not able to see myself because,
Yeah, you are on screen share.
right. And if I were to stop it, then I could do that, right?
Yeah, I can see you now.
So, okay, so we are probably all set. Ahmed, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. Good Saturday. Is it good Saturday today?
Yeah, sir. Wonderful Saturday.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I had to go out and I had to buy this headset because I forgot mine in the office.
Right, sir. I can see that.
Yeah, seems like, so cool. So we will, I think there are a few people there on the call, is it? People start logging. All right.
I think let us wait for about 3-4 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what is time in India right now? Six. I'm in right now in Mauritius. It's 6:30 here.
Yeah, it's 8 o'clock, 7:59 to be exact.
Okay. Good. Cool. So Ashish, let's get going.
All right, so let's start. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our exciting webinar. I hope all of you are able to hear me. A quick yes, no in the chat would do. All right, so again, good evening and welcome to our exciting webinar, Unlock Your Path to PMP Certification. We are thrilled to have you join us tonight. It's an absolute honor to introduce, our distinguished speaker, Mr. Upendra Giri, who is one of the 1,300 portfolio management professionals out there in the world. Mr. Giri is the CEO and founder of Upbuild Global, and the founder and trustee of PMI North India chapter. His outstanding contributions to the field of project management have earned him the prestigious PMI Eric Janet Award. With over decades of experience and a passion for empowering professionals, Mr. Giri has been instrumental in shaping the careers of countless project management professionals. Today, he is here to share his valuable insights and guide us on your journey to PMP certification. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Upendra Giri. Sir, over to you.
Thank you, Ashish. Thank you very much. Well, I know this could be that's not easy thing to do, especially on Saturday evening. Uh, this is the time to spend with families, but we realize that this is also the important time when you think of, your career, which direction you want to go about your career, life, and your relationships, right? And we definitely would like to share and the tool which really transformed my life and which I believe that could be very transformative tools for your life as well. So especially at the crossroad when the world is looking at how do we navigate through changing times. We always said times are always changing, but the change is coming way too fast on all of us these days. And during these turbulent and changing times, the one thing which you need to keep ahead of the curve is that you are skilling yourself so that you equip yourself with the tools and technique which could help you navigate through this timings, right? So as you know, Ashish had mentioned, my space had been almost more than 30 odd years in project program and portfolio management, but at 25 years, rock solid as a serial entrepreneur in the space of project program and portfolio management. So I would definitely like to run down the memory lane because it brings me back to how the journey, whole thing started. And if you notice, I had been very huge advocate of learn, unlearn, and relearn. And then this the journey continues. Even recently, I just went through a certification on generative AI because AI is all over the place, and I'm very gung about this. As I speak to you, I'm dialing in actually from a conference, investors conference right here in Mauritius. So India Africa Entrepreneurial and Investment Summit. So I've been here for last. This is my fourth day, or yeah, fourth day today, and last 2 days had been very, very, very heavy. And we had the gentleman, Shri Suresh Prabhuji, who was former Minister of Railways, Civil Aviation, Commerce and Industry, and was a diplomat for several years and had been the Sherpa for G20 and G7 for Government of India. Great insights, a lot of learning from all these great leaders across the globe. So you can make out from the title. Uh, there are two biggest, largest population segment in the world. One definitely India, 1.4 billion people, and then of course another one is Africa, which is coming up. So developed world definitely is there, you know, and then this part of the world is definitely had a lot of promise potential and a lot of possibilities. So I would like to definitely dive into what I have seen across the globe, which direction the world is going. So definitely would like to touch upon some of the things which I came across during these sessions or my interventions in the past several decades. Well, I did my college degree from US was in environmental engineering where I had to solve a problem of environment. I can always tell you that every time the human invents something, we think that we are solving a problem. But in my opinion, if we don't consciously invent, then we leave the problem to be solved by the future generation. So one such example was from Henry Ford. Henry Ford is the gentleman who invented or who gave the speed to the world by inventing assembly line and making the automobile, bringing the transformation in the automobile industry. And so they left a problem of scrap tires. In this picture, I'm sharing my experience of solving the largest problem of the planet, especially of scrap tires. And I did it by solving that problem by putting the scrap tires in highway pavements. That was way back in 1992. When I left India, I went to US to study environmental engineering. So today, after 30 odd years, the government of India is using some of the research work which I put together as part of my research work for my college education in US. I left India at the when I had probably my passport is still from the very first passport. I had $13 on me when I left India, but then the life had been enormous journey so far. So I would like to share what changed my life, and that is the point I'm going to talk about. So right after the college, I got exposed to this body called Project Management Institute (PMI), and PMI really changed my life because way back in 1999, that was the time when the world really woke up to the concept of deadlines, you know, and deadline was the Y2K. So during that time, it was PMI's 30th anniversary. And believe it or not, I was managing one of the largest complex programs for one of the largest healthcare company in Silicon Valley. And that's when I decided to embark on the journey of project management and got this PMP certification, and that was transformative, a milestone for me. So what to expect from this particular session, which would be about I would say about 35-40 minutes, then I will leave it for Q&A. And so total we would be spending about 1 hour on this session. So uh, who are we, where are we going from here, what to expect from the session, how to build your career in project management, next few steps. So I would like to know a little more about yourself. How many of you on the call who are there, less than 3 years of experience, 5 to 10, more than 10 years of experience? If you can jot down choice A, B, C, that will help us understand a little bit who we have on the call. So if you kindly could do that, that would be appreciative. So poll one is how many years of experience you have. Less than 3, then choose a choice A. 5 to 10 years, then B, and then if you have more than 10 years of experience, then of course choice C. Well, with that, the next poll I would like to run is if you're done with the poll, really appreciate your answers. And then the poll two is about are you familiar with Project Management Institute and its certification requirements? If your answer is yes, then choose choice A. Then you could be somewhat familiar, B, or not at all. So you could choose choice C. So if you have done that, so let me know what are your answers. I could really, get some benefit out of this because then we could probably structure our presentation in that format. So with this, I see that some of you are familiar, some of you have probably more than at least for 5 years of experience. So that makes it you know right. So great. So I can see that so some of you guys have some experience. That's awesome. Thank you very much. Let's get going. So where are we coming from? Who are we? So Upbuild Global basically leverages the inheritance or legacy of uh, Astrovix Corporation, which was the company which I found in way back in '99 in Silicon Valley. And then we brought this organization to India in 2003, and we had done some incredible piece of work in that period time from 2003 to 2015. And then, so if you look at 2002 to 2014, we became a strategic partner with Microsoft and PMI as a registered education provider. And in year 2009, I received one award from PMI that's called Eric Janet Award for Outstanding Contribution in Project Management. That was some incredible experience which I could definitely share with you. Um, so these are some of the accolades which we received in past several years. Uh, we had been a very strategic partner with Microsoft, where we set up more than 100 program management office or project management office, which I will be sharing some of the case studies. So, what differentiates us from other players in the market? So, you will find there are people who are teaching, coaching, mentoring project managers, making them walk through the journey of PMP certification. But we are a very different company. We don't necessarily only do the advocacy outreach. We do get involved and holding people accountable for their journey in project management, and also help them go through the process of seeing them that they are successful in their career in the respective companies. And that's where our differentiator lies. We get into where most of our alumni, if I say that in last 20 odd years, we have trained more than 100,000 people, and out of which of more than 5,000 people who have gone through our programs are CXOs actually. These are the people who could be IS officers, IS officers, IPS officers, government officials from different government bodies, and of course, people who are making change happen in their respective organizations. So the journey had been enormous, and for our work, especially in 2009, PMI recognized our efforts, sincere effort for making this thing happen in the world. So with that, I thought of let me just take it along with you. Uh, Gregory Valestero, who came to PMI, who came to India, who I make it happen, who I made it happen in 2005 at PMI Con 2005. That's what he had to say to the people in India. We owe it all to entrepreneurs like Upendra for not just setting the foundation of Project Mem in India, but also of taking initiatives like PMI Con 2005 for advocacy to give back more than what they have gained from their motherland. So those are some of the testament to the work which we have done in the country and across the globe. Well, our work has led to working with some of the best in the industry. Our past learners come from companies like Aircel, Airtel, Cisco, Dell, GMR, HCL, Honeywell, HP, IBM, RTS, Microsoft, NTPC, Ranbaxy, Reliance, Rockwell, Tata, Wipro, you name it. You will find literally most companies are here who are making a change happen in their respective organizations, and then of course in the country they are operating. So it's not just in India but across the globe. There are such like more than 300 more companies who we have worked with in past several years. Well, with this, some of the stuff which we are proud of, the work which we have done with the Varanasi transformation, we set up guidelines and the framework for Varanasi transformation uh, for police reform for India. Uh, we also led the reform. We are helping U.S. government as we speak, and we also have organized a lot of advocacy and outreach initiatives with PMI North India chapter in past. So the life had been incredibly rewarding, and that's the differentiator we bring to table because we don't necessarily only get people certified, but we show the path for them for the unleashing the potential they have, so that they can unfold themselves as uh, future arrives. So before the future arrives, you're already equipped with the right skill set. So that's our philosophy. With that philosophy, uh, I wanted to play this video, and this will probably be the testament of what we had to offer. This was the recognition in the 40th year of PMI's establishment. So PMI has recognized till then 5 people in the world. I happen to be the first Indian and youngest professional ever in the history to receive this prestigious award by PMI. So let me just play this.
And now, the PMI Eric Jeanette Project Management Excellence Award. This award is named after Eric Jeanette, one of the PMI founders who served as president, as chairman, and secretary of PMI in the 70s. He was instrumental to the creation of PMI regional centers, regional seminars.
The Eric Jeanette Project Management Excellence Award recognizes an individual who makes an outstanding contribution to the project management profession through an act that demonstrates leadership and initiative while advancing project management concepts, practices, and theories. Mr. Upendra Giri has been instrumental in laying down the foundation for project management practices in India. He is the founder and trustee of PMI North India Chapter and the charter member of TIE, the Indus Entrepreneurs. Mr. Giri has served as a trusted mentor for government bodies and public sector organizations, helping them select the right projects and create framework for project management implementation. Many government institutions, such as the National Informatics Center, an organization responsible for total IT support of all governments of India, and the Irrigation Department, attributed their project success to the right project management implementations guided by Mr. Giri.
Gentlemen, our Eric Jeanette Project Management Excellence Award recipient, Upendra Giri.
Well, thank you for watching the video.
And now,
But let's look at what is happening. So if all that is there, then where do you see where the world is moving? Especially, what is the current state of affair, especially when we look at India, and why? What is that we have to offer? So after looking at India's demographics, if you look at India is one of the fastest growing economy today in the world, but at the same time, there's a lot of requirement for skilled manpower. But then, what skill are we talking about? Especially when the world is at the crossroad of AI intervention, generative AI especially. What does it offer to the world? It poses a lot of interesting challenges. So this question is all over the place. What will happen to the future workforce, workflows, and work styles? So if you look at three of these, so workflows, workforce, and work styles. So work style you have seen, especially after COVID, you have noticed that people literally followed the hybrid model. You know, when we talk about a workforce, the workforce has to be reskilled, upskilled, and they have to be upgraded for the current context. So what I mean to say is what worked for your parents probably it's not working for you, and what is working for you would not necessarily work for your future generations. And that it's not too far away actually. So we realize there is skill gap and unemployability despite formal education. Many employees lack essential skills like communication, teamwork, and emotional intelligence. You know, and higher education poses another further challenge because India's higher education system has expanded significantly, but they don't necessarily address the challenge when they join the workforce in the industries, then they don't necessarily have the right skill set and the limited industry exposure and career guidance. So that's where we have realized that thought that let's introduce a new initiative within Upbuild Global Inc., which is a US company for India centric. Let's create Upbuild Academy as a very specialized initiative where we focus on training, skill development, and fostering motivation. We create a workforce that appeals to the top companies. Our focus on continuous improvement ensures employability in a dynamic job marketplace. So we focus on three special things like counseling, assessment, and employability. So how do we really make it happen? That's our way, a build way of bridging the gap. You know, so let's look at some of the top certifications in the world. If it's been there for almost 20 years, I see this number PMP always making a lead actually across the globe, always in 20 years. So I know that you must be familiar with the cloud, AWS, and then especially data management professionals these days, AI and machine learning professionals and all. But one thing had been consistent for last 20 odd years: project management professional, which is the PMI's most sought after certification, has maintained its position in the marketplace. So that definitely has a huge potential. As the people who go through PMP certification, they create not only opportunity for themselves, but they take the ownership of creating opportunities for many more within the system. So let's look at what is the potential. This is basically say one of the gold standard in project management, and as far as potential salary, especially this number is for US market actually, but India market I can very well see between the range of 20 to 40 lakh per annum kind of a scenario. This is what I see for project managers who are certified. You know, so let's look at what PMI has to say about this particular profession. I will run a small video for you.
As we adapt to new ways of working and prepare for future disruption, organizations will see a growing need for skilled project managers. The PMI 2022 Jobs Report showcases emerging sectors and trending industries where project leaders can find opportunities to drive growth and innovation in every region of the globe. Countries in the Asia-Pacific region expect their economies to grow in 2022. Meanwhile, talent is in high demand in many countries and industries. While China's economy has experienced a slight slowdown, a number of factors should contribute to increased project activity, including consumer spending increases and China's energy transition plan. Supply chain disruption and rising energy prices, along with rapid digitalization, are driving an increased demand for project professionals in Europe, especially in IT. The current conflict in the region will have long-term humanitarian and economic consequences that will require response. There has been a spike in demand throughout Latin America for project managers, particularly in the technology and manufacturing sectors. Rebounding oil pricing, government investment in high-profile mega-projects, and international events like Expo 2020 Dubai and the 2022 FIFA World Cup promise to reinvigorate the region's economy and need for project managers. The Great Resignation and supply chain problems have put job seekers in high demand in the US and Canada as companies look toward automation and digitization to protect against future disruption. Despite the pandemic, the global demand for products manufactured in South Asia has continued to increase over the past 2 years. As a result, companies are willing to invest more in project managers with strong innovation and leadership skills. Nearly a third of global aid, roughly $32 billion, is spent in Africa, and that's fueling new development jobs across the region, up to 45% of which will need project talent. The demand for project talent is high around the world. Are you ready to take your career to the next level?
So thank you, PMI, for putting this video together. But I again wanted to emphasize the need for project managers is growing. Current need, if you see these numbers, so we are talking about 25 million jobs to be added from today might be about 100 million people, you know, because they're adding 2.53 million annual job openings in various parts of the world. And especially in North America, where there's an aging population, a lot of people will retire from these senior positions in project management. So the chances of you upgrading and then finding a place in the global marketplace is very, very high today. So incredible times, incredible opportunity. I can't emphasize more, but this is the time to latch on this opportunity. If you look at this particular screen, so we don't necessarily only go with what PMI would say or what Forbes would say or what other people are saying. We go with organizations like WEF, World Economic Forum. So if you notice in year 2015 and 2020, so complex problem solving was number one actually. But this particular skill really dropped to number three. So number three is complex problem solving. So what happened to number one and two? So number one has taken over by analytical thinking and innovation. So when AI is around the corner, so a lot of emphasis on analytical thinking and of course innovation. But the biggest emphasis, if you notice in today's times, is active learning and learning strategies. And that's where the biggest focus is today. And that's where I see that people should be looking at how do we prepare ourselves for the future, you know and I think you will start noticing that it's not going to be that you have done one degree and you are done for the rest of your life. Those days are gone. You have to upskill, you have to reskill, you have to upgrade yourself every so often so that you stay relevant. Because the way I see it, you have a choice to be on the right path, and on the right path, if you are standing still, so you are standing on the right path, you would be run over. But if you're standing on the wrong path, nobody will touch you because you would be by yourself on the wrong path. So what does it mean? Be on the right path and run on the right path. And that's the philosophy of staying ahead in the competition. And learning is the only way to do it. So, what kind of skills would you develop in project management, which will help you solve? In fact, I was attending a session here day before yesterday at the hotel I'm staying. It's called Royal Green. Mr. Prabhu was here with us, Suresh Prabhuji. And there was this gentleman who made a presentation. What India needs is out of India. Absolutely, one big requirement is that heavy engineering equipment manufacturing is required out of India. That is one, definitely. Second, which was very interesting to see, that was the uh, upcoming the manufacture the medium and small enterprises would seek the role of CEOs. And I can tell you one thing that today's project manager can find a way to make into be the CEO of these companies. And for a CEO, these are the key skills which we teach so that you become a good project manager. So, complex problem solving, advanced analytical skills for tackling complex project challenges, critical thinking, stakeholder communications, financial acumen, leadership, risk management, quality management, and agile methodology. I think these are the some of the skills you must possess in order for you to excel in life today. And if you excel in life, you have potential to be a CEO tomorrow. I can guarantee you. Because when I used to teach this class, in India about 2 decades back, invariably out of my class, 10% people will become the entrepreneurs. And from my own company, there were about 10% CEOs came out of my own company itself, who are the owner of their own respective companies. So what does it mean? That whatever we focus on, that's the future skill to lead the world and not be the victim of the change, because the two things will happen: either you become the victim of change or you lead the change from the front. You have a choice to do that. So PMP certification or CAPM certification, which is I will go into deeper, that what is the difference between CAPM and PMP certification, how do you go about it, and all that. So I'm going to answer all those questions which you might have on these two certifications, which I will be talking in details. Well, folks, the PMP certification journey, application audit requirement, PMP examination format, retake and renewals, I will talk about it. So let's talk about a little bit what is PMI. PMI and I have a birth bond. We were both born in 1969. Uh, the purpose of this body is for professional organization for project management. So they do certifications, education, research, and advocacy of project management body of knowledge. What is PMBOK and where are we on this journey? So PMBOK actually is the Bible, which is the standard. They test you on the understanding of PMBOK as a standard. So let's talk about 35 contact hours requirement is there for PMP certification, but for CAPM, you need to undergo through the 23 contact hours of training and certification. So this is more for the people who have 3 years or degree from any background. So they don't have to be. So there's a myth actually. A lot of people on the call generally ask, "Hey, you know what? I'm a I'm a systems analyst, or I'm a campaign manager. I'm a marketing guy. I'm a network analyst, right? Can I go for PMP or So please, the best thing is to share your resume with our team, because there is a way to look at your resume, because your profile would have a lot of those hidden experiences uh, which you come across while working in an environment, which could make you qualify for either CAPM or PMP certification. So I'm going to talk about a little bit further onto this one. So let's look at, so what does this mean? So one is that you go through the program which we offer. It's a 35 contact hours of training. So what we have done is we have divided this into a format which I will share what we will cover and how do you go about it, what goes as part of the contact hours of training. Once you have a certification from us, 35 contact hours, then you will appear for the online application with PMI. And then, of course, there's a fee which you will pay. And then once the PMI approves your application, you sit for the exam and you pass the exam. So there are a couple of stages. One, that you get your contact hours, number one, 35 contact hours, which we will help you go through the journey in 8 sessions, 4 hours each. That those are the hours which you want to spend with us. Hours would be something like what I'm sharing with you, but of course a little more engaging, deeper connect, right? So because you become a part of cohort and then you go through the certification process, right? And then uh, so now so once you go through it, then you then becomes there would be 180 questions, objective MCQs, multiple choice questions, and then duration would be 2 hours and 30 minutes. You would be only tested on 175 for final marking, and remaining for our pre-test question. What does it mean? That if you answer those 5 questions wrong, then you would not be penalized. Or if you uh, answer them correct, then you will not get the advantage either. So, but you don't know which those 5 questions are. A lot of people ask me, what is the percentage passing of the exam? PMI does not reveal the number of questions you should be attempting them correct. But generally speaking, this could be in the range from 65 to 73 odd percent, but this is not a hard and fast rule because they will adjust the passing requirement based on the level of difficulty of the exam. So you would never know that what is the how many questions you have to answer them correct or so that but what we do, we help you navigate the exam process so that you are able to crack the exam on your first go, and that is our commitment. So the let's look at what is the cost involved, especially from a PMI's perspective, because PMI is a non-profit organization, but the membership fee is $139, which is annual. So it is split in the one-time joining $10 and the first year 129, so $139 for the membership fee. So look at if you are not a member, then your exam fee would be $555. So it's a good idea to become a member first. Then your exam fee would be only $405. This is only for PMP certification. So total cost of certification by PMI is $544. You know, so this is how you have to look at now. So to be paid to PMI. So this number, this amount goes to PMI directly. But then you must be wondering that what is our role? So we would help you earn your 35 contact hours. We will ensure you gain the acquired knowledge, you gain the required knowledge and wisdom, and the way you will address the questions. But before that, the whole process of assessing your resume, we will do that. Whether you qualify for PMP exam or CAPM program, we will help you do that. We will also help you fill up your application online, which is could be a little cumbersome process, but we are here to help you. We are here to help you, walk you through the process from A to Z for your certification journey. So this is what we would be able to help you with, right? So let's look at PMP application form where they would be you will be asked to project title, start and finish date, which methodology did you follow? Is a predictive methodology, agile or hybrid? Team size they will ask you, and then they would ask the budget, project description, and this has to be applied on PMI website for PMP certification online. So that's the process when it's a broad level, right? So the exam perspective, you need to look at, they look from a process perspective, it's about 50% of the question will probably come from a process side of things. 42% question will come from people side, and then 8% for business environment side of things. So you need to have a decent understanding of why a project being executed, in what environment it gets operated, people who get the project done, how do you go about getting the best out of people by following the processes which are very well defined, and this is how they test you on the exam. you know so this is where we look at, so if you look at PMP, PFMP, where the world is going, I got my PMP when there were 5,000 PMPs in the world. There are about 1.5 million PMPs today. I can tell you that when I got my PMP in 99, my compensation tripled overnight just because I got my certification. But in last 25 years, I have gained so much out of this certification. And I feel that my biggest contributor to what I have been able to achieve, not only in my professional life, but also in my personal life, I will give the credit to PMI and to PMP certification. Absolutely no doubts about it. Absolutely none. So, what is portfolio management, project program management, and project management? Portfolio talks about uh, doing the right things, where you strategic alignment, better government alliances, agility, and funding reallocations and stuff like that. Benefit realization is part of program management, but the getting it done is the focus which all of you on the call must be focusing, because once you learn the art of getting things done, It could be as simple as your birthday party of your niece, or the wedding ceremony of your brother, or a retirement ceremony of your parents, or it could be as complex as building your home, or launching a campaign in your company, or could be being part of a smart city, developing a city, a future city for the country. It could be, I can give you some of the examples which I'm proud of. KKR used to be number 10 team in India. My team and us, we helped them to move from number 10 to number 4 and number 1. And for those kind of insights, that's where we discuss in our workshops, in our classes, that what could be the application of skills and capabilities which you develop, and case studies which can be there, so that you can apply that certification, that understanding, the knowledge, the wisdom which you acquired during the process of getting certification, so that you can transform lives of people whose life depend on you and your actions. Okay, so it's going to be a transformational journey, I can guarantee you right now. So you just have to decide that you want to be on the sidelines and wait that change will happen, and you just watch the change happening by your side, or you be the part of change, or you become the change agent, or you become the change champion. Choice is yours. This is where I recently did this interview with Manoj Kohli, ex-CEO of Airtel, who was also the SoftBank CEO and Escort CEO. As telecom was going through a huge revolution in early 2000 when I just moved to India, and telecom, one of the pioneer company was Airtel, but they were struggling on transforming and building the capacity on project management. That's when I was approached by them, and we conceived a three-pronged approach for them. One was that we wanted to make the advocacy, outreach, and evangelism through education. So we conceived a model where we trained 8,000 people on concepts of project management, and out of 8,000, we selected, I think it was about 2,000 people who went through PMP certification at Airtel. But after that, that was not the only work. Then we set up a PMO, Program Management Office, for them. And you would not believe that advocacy, outreach, evangelism, and capacity building led to setting up a program management office, which was used as a vehicle by current Prime Minister. Back then, he was the CM of Gujarat, and for his Gujarat model, because it was Airtel which rolled out eGram project for Gujarat, and he was, Mr. Manoj Kohli was in the center stage for making it happen. And Asterix Corporation, the company I brought to India, they were the people who really were by their side to set up program in my office and run and support that. It was the assignment which lasted for 3 years, and that's one of the most important assignment of my life. And I can tell you, this was the enormous experience for us and for our team, and which Mr. Kohli really appreciated. The other day, I met him in Gurgaon, and he was happy that I'm starting a new initiative called Milestone Masters. Where are they now? So if you become a PMP with us, imagine down the road, I will probably have you on our podcast, which we will be launching very soon, how your journey had been. So Milestone Masters, where are they now? So you could be part of that, Milestone Masters series, just like Mr. Manoj Kohli. So what I'm talking about is that you are here to make a difference. If you want to, then you have to equip yourself with the right skill, a timely skill, which will not only help you, but as I said, it will help many people whose life could depend on you. So with that, let me just get the message what Dr. Bedi has to say.
Better management of the projects means running down, cutting costs, better efficiency, better delivery of limited resource, because our resources are limited. And Upinder is right when you say having less is a bigger challenge. Having it all is no challenge. Having it less and delivering that goal is the real test of each one of us. In fact, our test of any human being is when you have less and you deliver more. And your training, your congregation, your conference, your coming together is all synergy. It's all about coming together. How do you deliver more when you have less? And that's true definition of perfect project management.
Well, so you heard Dr.
Better-
Devi speak. So let's look at what are we looking at. So you need to look at managing projects to experience it, deliver the customer delight, customer centricity, end-to-end understanding, and of course, upskilling, reskilling for the future. So you need to strive to be a cross-functional expert. That's what project management does to you. So 3 C's, which I always emphasize: choice, chances, or changes. You must make a choice to make a chance, to take a chance, or your life will never change. So I believe, just like the way PMP has changed my life, this could be one good opportunity for all of us right here on this webinar. So let me share with you. You must be wondering, what does it mean to us? So let me share the course CAPM and PMP. So PMI membership is same for both of them. PMP examination fee for CAPM is 11,585, by which PMI charges you, and then PMP certification fee is $33,707. So rupees, sorry. And a build workshop fee is 29,999 rupees for CAPM, which is almost it's 49,999 for PMP, which puts your commitment and your total uh, total commitment from your size. You can make out that this is what it goes to be about 45,000, and so. But I have a very special, because this is my effort towards upskilling, reskilling India. So we have decided to, by the way, this is the Indian market rate, for us, but this would be multiplied by 3 times, and that is the value which we sell in North America today. So if you multiply 3 times, that's the number we sell for America. So if it would be 1.5 lakh for PMP certification in America, which would be about 90,000 rupees for CAPM. But we have a very special program running, especially for next 3 months, because we are trying to help India upskilling, reskilling, so that people could get to the next level. So today's offer, only for today's offer, instead of 30,000 rupees for CAPM, today's 15,000 rupees only. 15,000 rupees, where you pay 5,000 in next 24 hours, then before the class 5,000, and after the class you pay 5,000. So these are 3 installments. This is for CAPM. But for PMP certification, it would be 25,000 rupees only. So you make a commitment of next 24 hours, you make a commitment of 5,000 rupees. Our teams would be able to help you. Then next 2 installment would be 10,000 each. So the value, which is 50,000, you get it for 25,000 for PMP. The value which you have for 30,000 for CAPM, you get it for 15,000 rupees. So that is where I thought of, let me just share the good news with you guys. So the next batch starts soon. Same time, I think it's a 7 to 11, 7 to 11, next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So if you look at it, the upbuild workshop fee has been drastically reduced, 50% reduction just for this session. And if you go, otherwise, it's going to go back to normal price point. So let's focus on the area which is only grayed out, or in the bold, these boxes. 25th, 26th, 27, August 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. This is where this class would be done, 4 hours each, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. in the evening. So this would be 8 sessions. You would be able to get your 30 to 35 contract hours of certification from us as eligibility requirement for PMP certification, and also same class will make you eligible for CAPM certification also. So with this, I thought let me open the floor and I will, go back if to answer any questions you might have. So let me stop sharing here and I'm gonna come live, right? Thank you so much. So guys, if you have any questions, I will more than happy to answer. So, so any questions? Any questions you might have? So somebody asked me on the chat is who is eligible for PMP versus CAPM? So PMP is for those people who have good 5 years of experience on working on the project environment. So this could be your predictive model, which could be where you're building a bridge or you are working on a environment where the planning is to be done upfront for 6 month plan or 1 year plan, and you execute that plan, right? So that project and experience could be counted towards putting that on the application for PMP certification. So which you need to show that you have at least 3 years of experience of in a work in a project environment. CAPM is for a certification where you need to show that you have a bachelor's degree, and towards actually this could be very ideal certification for people who are about to graduate or who have just graduated, because this would put a differentiator your resume but versus somebody else's resume if you have the same credentials. So suppose your friend also graduated from same college or MIT, for example, same background, absolutely everything same, but if there is only one opening and they have to only choose one out of 10 people, and 10 of them had the similar grades, similar experience, similar work experience, but one has a CAPM certification, others don't. I can guarantee you the chances of CAPM candidate become 33% more than other people. So that's the advantage of CAPM. Can I answer any question, guys? Any question? So I see there is a question which I got earlier. So how does it look, in the workplace today, and what kind of? So Mr. Mahesh Varan said, can quality professionals appear take the PMP exam? For sure, absolutely yes. By the way, I can tell you, with the advent of generative AI, the requirement for quality people would increase, and especially if you had an experience of dealing and managing various stakeholders, and that's where you hone your skills by going for CAPM or PMP certification. So in the era of AI-led era, the opportunities become immense, and you can very well qualify, not only qualify, but get benefit of one of these certifications, either PMP or CAPM. Both of them, depending upon which one you qualify for, it would be definitely beneficial. and you can qualify and you can appear for the exam and you will pass the exam for sure. Exam is not difficult, by the way. It's not that difficult, but it requires some structured learning, which we will help you walk through the whole process. It's like this. Yoga is very easy to understand, but doing yoga is difficult every day. And we make you accountable. We will handhold you and walk you through the process of going from point A to point B. Any other question I can answer, guys? So we are coming to 1 hour mark, which we allocated for this session. And really appreciate you all coming, especially at the time when it's Saturday evening for you guys. It's 7:30 p.m. for me in Mauritius. I would be flying to India tomorrow, and most likely we'll get to. If you guys are in the Delhi area, stop by at our office in New Friends Colony at Surya Hotel. One of our team members would be able to help you if you want to see, meet them face to face, and guys have questions, queries, and any doubts, you might get those solved. So with that, if you have any questions, going, any questions you might have so far about your career, about any advice which you need, or about this particular topic, or what potential and opportunities could be there for you. So certification is just the journey where you begin, but there could be a lot of opportunities for you to be part of, be a change maker in the company. With that, I really appreciate your time. Ashish?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we could wrap up the session if any last minute question or so. Okay. Sounds good. Wonderful. Thanks for your time, guys. Have a wonderful good night, and hope to see you again. Thank you.